वंदे गुरुपदद्वन्द्वं भक्तबिन्दसमन्वितं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे नित्यानन्दसहोदितं श्रीनन्दनन्दनं वन्दे राधिका चरणोदयं गोपीजनसमायुक्तं बिन्दावनं मनोहरम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयितगिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। बिन्दावै तुलसीदेव वै पिया वै केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति पदे देवी सत्वत्वयि नमो नमः। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयो मुदीरये। संकीर्तने कृष्ण कथोपदेशे गौरीयपत्रस्य प्रकाशने च सदानुरक्त गुरु भक्ति युक्तो भक्ति प्रमोदाक्ष जगोद्वरुण्य धैर्यं सदा परिभवग्नमभिष्टदोहं तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चनुतं शरण्यं वेत्तात्युहं प्रणतपालभवाद्दिपूतं वन्दे महापुरुषते चरुणारविन्दं यत्पादपल्लवनखचन्दमनिच्छटाय विस्फुरजित किमपि गवोऽधु स्वदर्शि पूर्णानुरागरससागरसारमूर्तिः साराधिकामयि कदा कृपां करोसि। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तबिंद श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तबिंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकाबदातो संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षो विश्वाम्बरो द्विजभरौ जुगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमामि गंगे तव पादपङ्कजं सुरासुरैर्वन्दितो दिव्यरूपं भुक्तिं च मुक्तिं च ददासि नित्यं भावानुरूपेण सदा नरानं। गंगातरङ्गरमणीयजटाकलापं गौरी निरन्तरविभूषिः त्ववामभागं नारायणो प्रियमनङ्गमदापहारं वाराणसीपुरपति भजवीशनाथं। वागीशजुष्वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्य च वक्षसि यस्यास्ति हृदय संवित् त्वं सिंहमहं भजे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्वपहितं मुखं Tatvam Pushnanna Pabrina Sattva Dharma Yadishtvahe Hiranmayena Patrena Sattasva Apahitam Mukham Tatvam Pushnanna Pabrina Sattva Dharma Yadishtvahe. Gauriya Gosvāmīpāda, Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, Paramahamsa Jagadguru said that bonded soul, how they can get in contact with that Supreme Lord, how they can get in contact with that Supreme Lord. Because Bhagavan is beyond material limitation of Prakita Bhumika. And we know from Chaitanya Charitamrita that aprakita vastu nahe prakito gochar. What aprakita vastu, anything pertaining to that aprakita world, anything pertaining to that aprakita world, we cannot understand. By standing in this material platform, it is impossible to know. Aprakita vastu kabhu prakita gochar nahe. Krishna is beyond Maya, and we are in the trap of Maya. How it is possible to make a relationship with the Supreme Lord? That is the main question in front of us. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, Paramahamsa Jagadguru, Gauriya Gosvāmīpāda speaking, though it seems that it is almost impossible to make a relationship with Krishna, but still, merciful Krishna, the endless ocean of mercy, the endless ocean of mercy, Sri Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, arrange the situation in such a way so that he can come to our grave. We can bring Krishna within our vicinity. Adhin. Krishna can come within our control. Aham bhakta paradhino, he asatantra ivadiyo. This is also all sloka going to prove. Though it is impossible for us, bonded soul, to make a relationship with Krishna, but still Krishna arranged the situation in such a way. Devotees are there, books are grantha, dhamma, nama, mahaprasana, all. Especially those pure devotees, premi, those who are having loveful relations with Krishna. Krishna can arrange the situation, in such a way that we can get Krishna under our control, loveful control. Prabhupada speaking, though Sun God is so great, 14 lakhs times or more than that, bigger than the earth. Sun God is so big, even we cannot imagine. Beyond our perception, beyond the limitation of our sense organ. We cannot bring Sun God within the limit of our sense, organs. But there is Bhutakash, infinity Bhutakash, Sun God, Moon God, all they are held by whom? Anantadev. Anyway, So by the help of these bhutakas, so by the help of these bhutakas, it has become possible for us to see the sun god in the sky. Similarly, all those bonded soul jivas can take the help of Chidagas, Bhakti-rup Chidakas. Bhakti-rup Chidakas. Remember, that is Bhutakas, it is Bhakti-rup Chidakas. Similarly, Jivas, by the help of Bhakti-rup Chidakas, can get in contact with Krishna, can get the opportunity to serve Krishna. I mean, Krishna going to arrange the situation in such a way so that we can get the chance to serve him, get relationship, we can love Krishna. Sun God is very vast, very, very vast, 14 lakhs times more greater than the earth, or more than that. And the distance we cannot count. So long distance. By the help of sun, by the help of sunlight, we can see sun god. Similarly, by the mercy of Krishna, I mean, by the mercy of Guru Vaishnava, if we can take shelter of Guru Padma, his mercy, we can make relationship with Krishna. Surely we can make relationship with by the mercy of Bhagavad Gita, by the help of Bhagavad Gita, by the help of Bhagavad Gita, by the help of Bhagavad Gita, everything possible. By the help of Bhagavad Gita, everything is possible, but not possible. Rūpa Gosvāmīpāda has written in Kirtan, on Kirtan, Yadapi samadhisu vidirapi pashati natava nakhagrumarichim idami chami nishammatavachuto tadaki pikadhuto bichim Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande Hari Deva Bhavantam Bande. This nice kirtan. Here Rupa Goswami was speaking, impossible to get in connection with Krishna, but still possible. The sloka I started with is from Ishopanishad. There it is written, Hiranmayena patrena sattasva pitam mukham tattvam pushnan napabrinu satta dharma yadishtaye. O Supreme Lord, O the controller, the supporter of all jivas, your Jatinmay Alok, your bright light body effulgence, it seems the absolute truth is kept secretly inside a golden pot and the outlet totally sealed. I mean the mouth totally sealed. If you kindly can lift, if you can kindly lift the curtain, if you can kindly lift the curtain, then kindly you can give darshan to your pure devotees, your Sarup, Satta, we are unable to see you because it's covered up. Hiranmayena patrena sattvasva apihitam mukham tattvam Krishnan apabrinu sattva dharma yadishtahe. We like to see your Sarup. It is hidden. You can remember, previous week I was discussing something which is very typical externally. But what to do? Siddhanta is Siddhanta, we must realize. I already discussed from Brahma Samhita also. After today I can touch it because you know already, I already started reciting about all the documents and Siddhanta which are relating to Vishnu. But still I like to go back a little bit and again go up to touch the topics I already touched previous week. From Brahma Samhita I wanted to discuss, I cannot discuss anymore. The sloka from Brahma Samhita, you know, Evam Jatinamayo Devaha Sadanandaha Paratparaha Atma Ramasho Tashyasti Prakitvana Samagamaha. That I already discussed. Evam Yotinamayo Devaha Sadanandaha Paratparaha Atma Ramasho Tashyasti Prakitvana Samagamaha Mayaya Orama Manasu No Vyogostayasaho Atmana Ramayare Me Taktokyalam Sishikshaya. Again, Mayaya Orama Manasu No Vyogostayasaho Atmana Ramayare Me Taktokyalam Sishikshaya. Again, Mayaya Orama Manasu No Vyogostayasaho Atmana Ramayare Me Taktokyalam Sishikshaya. And number 8 that I discussed last time. After that I wanted to discuss Vishnu Tattva. Niyati, Niyatihi, Niyatihi Sarama. Again, Niyatihi Sarama Devi Tat Priya Tat Vasham Tada Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhur Jyoti Rupa Sanatanaha Yayonihi Yayonihi Sa Parasaktihi Kamo Vijam Madhare. Again, Niyatihi Sa Rama Devi Tat Priya Tat Vasham Tada Jada Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhur Jyoti Rupa Sanatanaha Yayonihi Sa Parasaktihi Kamo Vijam Madhare. Again, Niyatihi Sa Rama Devi Tat Priyam Tat Vasam Tada Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhur Jyoti Rupa Sanatana Yayonihi Sa Parasaktihi Kama Vijam Mahadhare. I can touch it only. Kama Vijam Mahadhare. This is from Brahma Samhita. Discussion of the Lord Krishna's expansion as the Lord Sadasiva. The discussion continues with the 3 words Kama Bijam Mahadhare or Lingo Janyatmika Yata Ima Maheshwari Prajaha. 3 words. First of all, that I discuss, Niyatihi Sa Rama Devi Tat Priya Tat Vasam Tada Tallingam Bhagavan Shambhur Jyoti Rupa Sanatanaha Yayonihi Swa Parasaktihi Kamo Vijam Madhare. After that I discussed, Lingo Janyatmika Yata Ima Maheshwari Prajaha. Shaktimana Purushaha So Ayam Lingo Rupi Maheshwaraha. What? Shaktimana Purushaha So Ayam Lingo Rupi Maheshwaraha Tasmin Abhut Linge Mahavishnu Jagatpati. Again, Shaktimano Purushaha So Ayam Lingo Rupi Maheshwaraha Tasmin Avirabhut Lingi Mahavishnu Jagatpatihi. Okay? That I like to discuss a little bit. This is Sri Brahma Samhita discussion of Lord Krishna's expansion as Lord Sadasiva. How that discussion is going through the three slokas. The discussion continues with three slokas. Kamu Bijam Mahadhare. The intercourse of these two brings forth the faculty of preserved cognition, the reflection of the seed of the productive desire of the Supreme Lord. Linga Jnana, I already discussed. Lingo Jnanyatmika Jata Ima Maheshwari Prajaha. Lingo Jnanyatmika Yata Ima Maheshwari Prajaha. Okay? This means, from Brahma Samhita, I am continuing this sloka, actually 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10 sloka from Brahma Samhita. All offspring of the consort, all offspring of the consort of the great Lord Maheshwara of this mundane world are the nature of the embodiment of the mundane masculine and feminine generative organs. Okay? Shaktiman Purushaha Swayam Lingarupi Maheshwaraha. Shaktiman Purushaha Swayam Lingarupi Maheshwaraha. Tasmin Avirahut Linge Mahavishnu Jagatpati. Follow what I say. That's mean the person embodying the material causal principle, as for example, the great Lord of the mundane world, Maheshwara Sambhu. Again, the person embodying the material causal principle, viz. Example, the great Lord of the mundane world, Maheshwara Sambhu, in the form of the male generating organ, is jointed to the female consort, the limited energy Maya, as the efficient causal principle. The Lord of the world, Mahavishnu, is manifest in him. The Lord of the world, Mahavishnu, is manifest in him by his subjective portion in the form of his glands. Brahma Samhita, number 8 to 10 discuss. Number 8 to 10. You have to discuss. Verse 7 of the Brahma Samhita I already discussed. Verse 7 of the Brahma Samhita states that the Supreme Lord always enjoys with his pleasure potency Rama. Rama is Tadabhasa. Rama is Tad Bhasa, Tad Abhasa, subordinate to the Supreme Lord in their mutual enjoyment and never separated from him. Indeed, she can never be separated from him because she is divine consort, because she is of his very essence, non-different from him. The highest Sirso Pancharatra says, Na Vishnu na Pina Devi, na Vishnaha Padmajam Bina. In highest Sirso Pancharatra it is written, Narayan is never separated from Lakshmi, Padma, and Padma is never separated from Vishnu. The goddess is never alone without Vishnu, divine consort. And Vishnu is never without lotus-born goddess, Padmaja. And the Vishnu Puran 1.8.15 describes her as a Nitya Sha Jaganmata. Nityavya Sa Jaganmata. Nityava Sa Jaganmaya. Anyway, Shambhu, here the question concerned. Shambhu, I mean Sadasiv, is a reflection, at the same time representative of the Shyam Rūpa Lord. According to Vishwa Kosha dictionary, something written, I mean Lord Shiva is also, the Sadasiva is also Bhagavan. And the Lord of the spiritual sky, full in 6 opulences, is also Supreme Lord, and expanded form of the mundane success. His body is Jyoti Rupa, the revelation that Sadasiva, the Lord of the material creation, expands from Krishna, is supporting evidence that Krishna is the original form of the Supreme, just as the detection of a dwell on an animal is evidence that the animal is a cow. Right? The consort energy of the Lord Shambhu in this material world is the inferior Shakti, shadow Shakti, Maya Shakti, who comprises the 3 modes of nature, I already told. When the Supreme Lord's expansion, Sankarsana, Mahavishnu desires to glance at the inferior Shakti, shadow Shakti of that original Sarv Shakti, Mahat Tattva brings to evolve. Thus Lord Vishnu's desire is a seed of material existence, Mahad Bijam, that I already discussed before. Yeah, I already discussed. Niyatihi sa Rama Devi tat priya tad vasam tada Tallingam Bhagavan Sambhu Jyoti Rupa Sanatana Yayonihi sa Parasakti Kama Bijam Madhari. That all I have been deserved. Okay. When the Supreme Lord's expansion Sankarsan Mahavishnu desires to glance at the inferior Shakti, shadow Shakti of that original Sarvashakti, it is shadow, inferior Shakti, Maya. The Mahat Tattva brings to evolve. Thus Lord Vishnu's desire is the seed of material existence, Mahad Bijam. The word Mahat refers to the countless infinite living beings impregnated in the womb of material nature, Prakriti, by Lord Vishnu's glance. They become Maheshwari Prajaha. They become Maheshwari Prajaha. The offspring of the Lord's feminine Prakriti, the all-powerful ruler of creation, and they are Linga Yoni Atmika, Linga Janmatmika, born from the combination of the Supreme Enjoyer and his Prakriti. These conditioned jivas are also known as children of Prakriti because they are fully dependent on her. Prakriti can take care of her. See, Brihad Bhagavatamrita glorifies Lord Rudra in the second and third chapter of the first phase, and the third chapter of the second part there. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita describes Rudra in his role as Guna Avatara, Madhyakhanda 307 to 312. Srimad Bhagavatam also represents Lord Rudra's prominently in several cantos. The third canto describes his birth from the forehead of Brahma. The fourth canto explains the terrible reaction Prajapati Daksha suffered for offending him, chapter 3 to 6. It is the fourth canto. The fifth canto describes Sri Rudra residing on Ilavrita Varsha and worshipping Lord Sankarsana, from whom he expands, he is coming. And the eighth canto tells the history of the Lord Rudra drinking poison, churned, derived from the milk ocean, all demigods and demons. All are there. He describes his counter with Lord Vishnu's Mohini incarnation, chapter this. Anyway, you can remember I was discussing so many things about Sri Vishnu. About Vishnu I already started speaking, if not sufficient but still done. From Titiya Skanda I wanted to quote it, Talloka Padmam Sa U Eva Vishnu Pravivishat Sarva Guna Bhavasam talloka padmam sau eva Vishnu pravivishat sarva guna abhasam. Titiya third canto 3-8-16. Talloka padmam sahu eva Vishnu pravivishat sarva guna abhasam. Tasmin swayam vedamayo vidatva swayam bhuvam yam Shabadanti so abhut yo Vishnu pattate so aso kirambudhi shayo mataha garbodo sainas tasso vilashatvat munishvarai narayano virara antaryami chayam nigadvati Vishnu dharmatvarat ukta ya puryo Ajando madhataha shanti Vishnu prakasanam takathante samasataha yatha rudroporishtat aparaha panchajuta pramanataha rudro uparishtat aparaha panchajuta pramanataha agambaha sarva lokanam Vishnu lokaha pakartitaha Tasso parishtat brahmandaha kanchana dipti sangyutaha merastu purvo digo bhage madhe tu lavano dadhe Vishnu loka mahan praktaha salilastu antara sangsitaha tatrosha piti gharmasti devadeva janardanaha Lakshmi Sahayaha Satatam Sesa Paryankamastitaha Merascha Parvo Diga Bhage Madhe Khirarnavasyacha Khirambu Madhaga Subhra Devaha Tashyanya Tathapuri Lakshi Sahayus Tatrasti Sheshasanagataha Prabhu. After that I went on discussing Tatrapi Chaturo Masano Shupto Tishtati Varshikano Tasmin Avachi Digabhage Madhe Khirarnavashatu Jojonanam Sahasrani Mandalaha Panchavinshatihi Shetodipataya Khyato Deepaha Paramashovanaha Naraha Suryo Prabhastatru Shitangshu Samadarshanaha Tejusha Durnirikshasya Devanam Opi Yadava. Again in Brahmanda Puran I recited Sheto Namo Mahanasti Deepaha Khiradhi Vestitaha Laksho Jojana Vistaraha Surammo Sharvo Kanchanaha Kundendu Kumudo Prakhvair lo what? Again Sheto Namo Mahanasti Deepaha Khiradhi Vestitaha Laksho Jojana Vistaraha Surammo Sarvakanchanaha Kundendu Kumudo Prakshair lolo kallolo rasibihi dhautwamalo silopitaha peta samantat khirovaridhe. Again Sheto Namo Mahanasti Sheto again Sheto Namo Mahanasti Deepaha Khiradhi Vestitaha Laksho Jojana Vistaraha Surammaha Sarvo Kanchanaha Kundendu Kumudo Prakshair lolo kallolo rasibihi dhautamalo silopitaha samantat khirovaridhe. Kincho Vishnu Puranadau moksho dharme chakirtitam khiradhe ruttare tire shetodivo bhavediti shuddhodho uttare shetodipam shat padmoshanmatam Vishnu sattam tanoti iti saste sattvatonusritaha avataro ganasya sho bhavet sattvatvanusthatha bahiranga madhishtanam itiva tasyo tattvanuhu ato nirgunata samyak sarvasastri prasiddhati. Again. Kincha Vishnu Puranado Moksha Dharme Chakirtitam Khiradhe Uttare Tire Shetoddipo Bhavediti Shuddho Ododhat Uttare Shetoddipam Sat Padmasammatam Vishnu Satyam Tanoti Tisastre Sattvanuhu Sritaha Avataro Ganasya Shubhavit Sattvatvanusthatha Bahirangam Madhishtanam Ititas Batashu Tattvanuhu Ato Nirgunata Samyak Sarvasastri Prasiddhati. What? Kincho Vishnu Puranado Moksho Dharme Chakirtitam Khiradhir Uttare Tire Setoddiva Bhavid Iti Shuddho Dadhat Uttare Setodipasat Padmasammatam Vishnu Sattvam Tanotiti Shatre Sattvatvanusritaha Avataro Ganasyashu Bhavit Sattvatvanusthatha Bahirangam Adhishtanam Itiva Tasho Tattvanuhu Tato Nirgunata Samyak Sarvasastri Prasiddhati. Now I can go on discussing what is written. Very carefully, I went on discussing appropriately all the original sutra in Laghu-Bhagavatamrita. Now, I like to touch one by one. Sri Vishnu Yatha Titiye Talloka Padmo Shahu Eva Vishnu Prabhivishat. That I discussed, that meaning. Regarding Sri Vishnu Tattva, the third canto 3.8.15 states is written, into that universal lotus flower, Lord Vishnu personally entered as the super soul, and when it was thus impregnated with all the modes of material nature, the personality of Vedic wisdom, whom we call the self-born, was generated. Swayambhu. This third canto, this text describes the Avatara Vishnu who activates the material mode of goodness, Garbhaduka Sai Vishnu, also known as Pradunma. This third canto text describes the Avatara Vishnu who activates the material mode of goodness, Garbhaduka Sai Vishnu, also known as Pradunma, entered the lotus-shaped material universe. Whole accommodation of material world is there, which contains all facilities for the living entities, attempts at enjoyment. The scriptures never mention the scriptures never mention that the guna avatara Vishnu can be either Jiva or Vishnu Tattva. This kind of statement is not there. But about Brahma and Shankar, this kind of two possibility was there. possibility was there. One, either one qualified jiva can take the post, or Bhagavan Shyam himself can. But here in this case, this kind of two possibilities. Anyhow, Vishnu is Vishnu. The scriptures never mention that the Guna Avatara Vishnu can be either Jiva or Vishnu Tattva, as was the case with Brahma and Shankar. Because Vishnu is always the complete personality of Godhead. Shuddha Sattva, Vishuddha Satyam. Yo Vishnu Patthati Sho Asho Khirambodhi Shayo Mataha. That I already discussed. Slokas, everything. Here it is written, the Vishnu spoken about here, the topics about Vishnu, is the Lord who lies on the milk ocean because he is a personal expansion of Garbhoda Gosai Vishnu. Aniruddha Vishnu it is, milk ocean. The best of sages call him Narayana. They also call him Virat and Antaryami, super soul. I mean, Prabhupada told Kshiroda Gosai, Aniruddha Vishnu, staying inside the heart of everybody as super soul. Lord Garbhoda Gosai Vishnu, also known as Pradyumna, and Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasrakyaha Sahasrapat Sahasra Bahur Vishvatma Sahasrang Swam Sahasrasu Ittadi Brahma Sangitasvi. Follow what I say. Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasrakyaha Sahasrapat Sahasra Bahur Vishvatma Sahasrang Sahasrasu. Lord Garbhoda Gosai Vishnu, also known as Pradyumna and Sahasra Sirsha, etc. Sloka I told. Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasrakyaha Sahasrapat Sahasra Bahur Vishvatma Sahasrangsho Sahasrasu. Okay. Sahasra Sirsha. It is written. Okay, nice. Sahasra Sirsha expands as Aniruddha Vishnu and enters the lotus of the universe. There he rests in the milk ocean and thus becomes known as the name Kshiroda Gosai. Now point is that Kshiroda Gosai Vishnu is the Lord of the milk ocean and super soul of all living entities. Although he is not the Lord of Vaikuntha, he is called Narayana because he is the Vilas form of Garbhoda Gosai Vishnu. Although he is not the Lord of Vaikuntha, he is called Narayana simply because he is a Vilas form of Garbhoda Gosai Vishnu, who is a Vilas of Mahavishnu. Lord Mahavishnu can be called Narayan because he rests on the Karanarnavasai, the water of the creation, casual ocean. His non-different expansion resting on the milk ocean is also thus can can be called Narayan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's explanation of the Guna Avatara Vishnu is recorded in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Khando 20, chapter 331 to 18. Vishnu Dharmoktva Ya, that I already discussed. Vishnu Dharmottarad Ukta Ya Purvo Ajandam Madhyataha Santi Vishnu Prakasanam Tva Katvante Samasata. So, it is written, the Vishnu Dharmottara and other Puranas describe Vishnu's various expansions and abodes that manifest within this material universe to bestow Kipanas, a condensed account given below. Since the incarnations of Lord Godhead generally appears in the material world through the Lord of Milk Ocean, anyone, since all the incarnations of Godhead generally appears in the material world through the Lord of the Milk Ocean, their personal abodes belong to Him. But anyway, I already started reading about, you can remember, Rudro Parishtat Aparo Panchayuta Pramanataha Agammo Sarvalokanam Vishnu Lokoha Pakartitaha Tasso Parishtat Brahmandaha Kanchono Dipto Sangyutaha Merostu Purvo Diga Bhage Madhetu Labano Dadhe Vishnu Lokamano Praktaha Salilantarasham Stitaha Tatrosha Piti Dharmaste Devadeva Janardanaha Lakshmi Sahayaha Satatam Shesho Paryankamastitaha Merascho Parvodi Merascho Purvadiga Bhage Madhe Khirarnavashacha Khirambu Madhoga Shubhra Devashwanya Tathapuri Lakshmir Sahayas Tatraste Sheshasana Gataha Prabhu Tathapi Chaturo Masano Tatrapi Chaturo Masano Shuptas Tishtati Varshikano Tatrapi Chaturo Masano Shuptat Tishtati Varshikano Tasmin Ovachi Digo Bhage Madhe Khirarnavashatu Jojonanam Sahasrani Mandalaha Panchavinshatihi Shetoddipattaya Kyato Deepaha Paramashovanaha Naraha Suryo Prabhastatrush Shitangshu Samadarshanaha Tejasa Durnirikshasya Devanam Upiyadava. Brahmanda Puran also Sheto Namo Mahanasti Deepaha Kiradhi Vestitaha Laksho Jajano Vistaraha Surammo Sarabhu Kanchanaha Kundendu Kumudo Prakshara Lolo Kallolo Rasivi Dhauto Mala Silopitaha Samantvat Khirobaridhe Kincho Vishnu Puranado Moksha Dharme Chakirtitam Khiradhir Uttare Tire Shetoddipa Bhavet Iti Shuddho Udadhat Uttare Shetoddipam Svat padmo sammatam Vishnuhu satyam tanoti iti shastri sattanusritaha avataro ganaschasu bhavet tattuttanusthatha bahirangam adhishthanam iti vatashu tat tanuhu tato nirgunata samyak sarvasastri prasiddhati. Now I can go on. The Vishnu Dharmatara and the other Puranas describe Vishnu's various expansions and abodes that all manifest within this material universe by his causeless mercy. A condensed account given below like this: since the incarnation of Godhead generally appears in the material world through the Lord of the Milk Ocean, their personal abodes belongs to him. It is said that a planet belonging to Vishnu can be found 50,000 yojans above Rudra's domain. The inhabitants of those worlds cannot reach that planet. Follow what I say. It is said that a planet belonging to Vishnu can be found 50,000 yojans above Rudra's domain. The inhabitants of this material world cannot reach that planet. Okay? Also, beyond that planet, the egg-like shell, Brahmanda Kataho, beyond that planet, the egg-like Brahmanda Kataho shell of the universe radiates a brilliant golden effulgence. It is said that in the salt water, Labano Dadhe, it is said that in the salt water ocean, east of the Meru mountain, is another vast planet of Lord Vishnu. All different description we are going to read only. Okay? The cell of the universe is called Brahmanda because even Lord Brahma travels there to see its beauty. Also, I already discussed so Merascha Purvadiga Bhage Madhe Khirar Navasya Khiram Merascha Purva Bhage Madhe Khirar Navasya Khirambu Madhagasu Shubhra Devo Shanya Tathapuri Lakshmi Sahayas Tatraste Seshasano Gataha Prabhu. That's when also within the milk ocean, east of mountain, Meru, follow. Also, within the milk ocean, east of mountain Meru, lies a beautiful Iceland. That is another abode of the Supreme Lord. All respectively we are going to identify. On that island, amidst the milky water, Prabhu rests on his bed Ananta Shesha during the 4 months of the rainy season, I mean Chaturmasa, attended by Lakshmi, I mean Shebbamanam. Lakshmi going to serve. Lakshmi going to serve. After that, it is written, within the milk ocean south of mountain Meru is a continent 25,000 yojans in diameter. This most generous land, gorgeous land, this most gorgeous land is known as Setadvipa. This most gorgeous land is known as Setadvipa. My dear Jadava, Bhagavan speaking, the people of the Setadvipa are as effulgent as the sun god and as attractive as the cool red moon. Amritavarshi, moon god is nectarean, cool, moonlight. So, my dear Yadava, the people of Setadvipa are as effulgent as the sun god, and they are as attractive as the cool red moon. Koti Chanda Sushitala. They emit such a brilliant, effulgent, light, that even the demigods find it difficult to look at them, because they cannot look so, eye strain. They can develop eye strain. They cannot see properly. Well, this is written, Sheto Nama Mahanasti Deepaha Kirabdhi Vestitaha. This I can discuss. And from the Brahmanda Puran it is written, and from the Brahmanda Puran it is written, the great and very beautiful golden island known as Setadvipa stretches for 100,000 journeys amidst the milk ocean. On all sides, it is swept by the ocean's countless rolling waves, stone chips, everything, which live on the stones perfectly polished, white, gems-like stones, resembling jasmine flowers, the moon or white lotus, whatever you like. Kincha Vishnu Puranado Moksho Dharme Chakirtitam Khiradher Uttare Tire Setadvipo Bhaved Iti Shuddho Udadhat Uttare Setadvipam Shvat Padmasammatam Vishnu Sattvam Tanotiti Shastresh Vishnu Satyam Tanoti iti Shastri Sattvattanoh Sritaha Avataro Ganaschasyo Bhavet Sattvattanusthatha Bahiranga Madhishtanam Itiva Tasho Tattanuhu Tato Nirgunata Samyak Sarvasastri Prasiddhati. The scriptures describe Lord Vishnu and his many incarnations as Sattatanu, Shuddha Sattatanu. This, this word can indicate this word can indicate that Vishnu propagates Tanuti. Propagate means Tanuti. Propagates the moods of goodness, sattva, or the mood of goodness is his body, Tanu, because it is his external place of residence. Okay. Sri Sutadev Goswami wanted to use this word Sattatanu, wanted to use this term Sattatanu in his statement of those three, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. All human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu only, not from the other two, who propagates the quality of goodness, and not from the other two. It might be asked, this question can naturally come. It might be asked whether this word Sattatanu, which can be translated embodiment of material goodness, is a material form assumed by Lord Vishnu. In true sense, no material qualities can touch Vishnu. Follow. In true sense, no material quality is going to touch Vishnu. Though we know Shankar Bhagavan going to take charge of Tamaguna, Brahma going to take charge of Rajaguna, Lord Vishnu going to take charge of Satoguna, it's okay. But still, Vishnu is beyond any material limit. He is always Suddha Sattva. Though in this, for creation he is doing the seva, it might be asked whether this word Sattatanu, which can be translated embodiment of material goodness, is a material form assumed by the Lord Vishnu for this purpose of creation. If so, then worshipping that form, that his would not likely result in revelation. Mind it. If so, if we think Vishnu is the reserved controller of the only material sattva, try to understand. This question may come. The word Sattatanu, which can be translated as the embodiment of material goodness, but anyway, material Rajagun, material Tamagun, material Sattva, nothing can serve our purpose. But anyway, Shankar Bhagavan is the controller of Tamaguna, Brahma is the controller of Rajaguna, and Vishnu is the controller of Satoguna. Though we know he is the controller of Satoguna, we know, but still, any material quality not going to touch the body of Vishnu. So, Sutadev Goswami wanted to use this word, Sattatanu, which can be translated as the embodiment of the material goodness, is a material form assumed by Lord Vishnu. So, now somebody can say, then what is the utility of worshipping Vishnu? Because he is the controller of Satogun, of the material world. If so, then worshipping that form of Vishnu would not likely result in revelation. Then what we can do? according to the Vedanta Sutra, we can gain liberation only by worshipping the Supreme Lord in His original form as the soul of all existence. Soul of all existence. Atmeti tupa gacchanti. Atmeti tupa gacchanti. Grihannati cha. Only as the Supreme Soul can He be properly understood and explained to others. This kind of doubt, this kind of doubt is resolved by the explanation that Shatta Tanu has meanings other than the embodiment of material goodness. Meanings consistent with the Lord Vishnu's granting liberation. The verb tan means to propagate, tanoti. And so tanu, the verb tan means to propagate, expansion, propagate. And so tanu can mean propagation as well as body. Lord Kshatraya Gosai, Vishnu, and the incarnations who all appear from Him propagate the mood of goodness. And that goodness, surely not material goodness, cannot be. It's quite natural it is. How it can be so? This doubt is removed by the explanation that Shatta Tanu means other than the embodiment of the material goodness. It also means consistent with the Lord Vishnu's granting liberation. The verb tan means to propagate, and so Tanu can means propagation as well as body. Lord Kshatraya Gosai Vishnu and the incarnation who appears from His propagate the mood of goodness. Or already Sattva Guna is Lord Vishnu's external place of residence. Or alternatively, Sattva Guna is Lord Vishnu's external place of residence. He is actually not going to touch it. As opposed to Vaikuntha, is not allowed in Vaikuntha. Which is called real home, Vaikuntha place. Shukadev Goswami also wanted to say, Satyam yad Brahma darshanam. Satyam yad Brahma darshanam. It is the quality of goodness that enables one to see the absolute truth. Bhagavatam 1:2-24. It is the quality of goodness that enables one to see the absolute truth. Follow. Yad Brahma Darshanam. Shuddhadeva Goswami also said, Satyam, Satyam, Yad Brahmo Darshanam. Yes, this means that the Supreme Lord can be realized through the knowledge that arises in clear and peaceful consciousness influenced by Sattva-guna, which is backed by Sattva-guna. Okay. This way, we like to discuss the next. In Laghu-Bhagavatamrita, Rūpa Gosvāmīpāda going to quote, it is written, Harirhi nirguno shakshad purushaha prakriti parehe. Harirhi nirguno shakshad purushaha prakriti parehe. Sa sarvadrik. Harirhi nirguno shakshad purushaha prakriti parehe. Sa sarvadrik upadoshta tvang bhajano nirguno bhavet. That was the question placed in front of Sukadeva Goswami by Parikshit Maharaj. Why it is so, hey Gurudev? Whereas those who were worshipping Durga, Kali, Ganesh, everything, Surya, they are getting so much appliances, facilities. Whereas those who are Niskinjan Vaishnavas, they are only very Niskinjan. Why so? Then Sukadeva Goswami wanted to give answer. Actually, it is quite natural, because Hari is not an object belonging to this world. He is beyond this material limit. Whereas Durga, Kali, Ganesh, Shiv, they are within the material world. So naturally, the response of this material world can reach up to them. Whereas Hari, Vishnu is beyond this material limit. Haririhi nirguno shakshad purushaha prakriti para. Sa sarvadrik upadashta tvang bhajano nirguno bhavit. Teno sattvatano rasmat sreyansi shu rudiritam. As for example, in the 10th canto it is written, Lord Hari, however, has no connection with his material modes, material world. He is beyond material limit. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the all-seeing eternal witness. He is sitting inside. Transcendental to material nature. One who worships him, also he has to come up to the stage of, neutral platform, beyond the platform of this material influence of the natures. Who worships him becomes similarly free from all material modes. Haririhi nirguno shakshad purushaha prakriti paraha sa sarvadrik upadashta tam bhajano nirguno bhavet. After that it is written, Teno sattottano rasmat sreyansi surudiritam. That's why we can get absolute benefit by worshipping the Sattottana Vishnu and not all the other two, like the controller of Rajagun, Brahma or Tamagun. So, one who is going to do Hari Bhajan, he must be beyond the limit of matter. Staying within this material nature, it is impossible. It is not possible. Because they cannot get in touch due to contamination. Lord Vishnu controls the mood of goodness by his sweet will, by his divine will. That doesn't mean Vishnu Bhagavan can get contaminated by the Shuddha, by Shatagun of the material world. Lord Vishnu controls the mood of goodness by his sweet will without becoming entangled. He is not in fact, he is controlling Satagun, it's sure. He is controlling Satogun, no doubt, but he himself can never be influenced by Satogun or any quality. Lord Vishnu controls the mood of goodness by his sweet will without being entangled by the Sattvagun. He personally remains always in his original independent position, Nirgun Bhumika, not conversable by any power, any condition of this material energy. To some extent, the three modes cover Brahma and other demigods, be it Shankar, Brahma, but the modes can never touch Vishnu, though he is taking charge of Satoguna. Because material desire can never compel him to consort with them. He can say everything, Sarvadrik, and he bestows the transcendental, he bestows the transcendental vision that leads all pit candidates to liberate. He is the ever-present witness for those souls on the path of liberation, and he is their goal, not just another object to leave aside. Therefore, by worshipping him, a human being becomes also transcendental to the material modes. So this way, freed from the trend of the material association, one attains transcendental equality with the Supreme. It is written in Mukunda Upanishad. After that we know, Teno Sattottano Rasmad Shriyangsi Shu Rudiritam. That's mean it is Teno, it is written. It is thus we can say safely that from him, from Vishnu, the propagator of the goodness, come. It is thus it can be said that from him can come supreme benefits. I mean, absolute benefit we can get from this Vishnu and not from two other Gunavatara, Shankara, either Shankara or Brahma. It is not possible. Iti ato vihita sastre tad bhavedeva nityata. Padma Puran it is written, Smartabhah satatam Vishnur Vismartabhyo na jatu uchit Sarve vidhi nishedaha Suretarayo reva kinkaraha. What? Smartabhyaha satatam Vishnur Vismartabhyo na jatu chit Sarve vidhi nishedaha Suretarayo reva kinkaraha. That's when it is said, as stated in the Padma Puran, Uttarakanda, Lord Vishnu should always be remembered and never be forgotten. never to be forgotten. All other injunctions, whatever there in the Shastras, and whatever injunction or prohibition, etc., all the servants of these two words, Smartabhya Satatam Vishnur Vismartabhya no Jatuichi. All different kind of instruction, everything, as the servant of these two vital points. Whatever scriptural injunction, order, everything there, all pivoted on these 2 points, Smartabhyaha Satatam Vishnur Vismartabhya no Jatuichi. As stated in Padma Puran, Uttarakanda, Lord Vishnu should always be remembered and never to be forgotten. All other injunctions or prohibitions, all are the servants of these 2 points. In common language, nitya means regular or constant. But in the specific context of the sacrifice and service, it means obligatory. Follow. In general, word-to-word meaning, if we like to get word-to-word meaning of this word, word-to-word meaning, nitya means regular, constant. But in some cases, but in the specific context of sacrifice and service, it means obligatory. When failure to perform some particular activity all lead to loss, that activity is called nitya. Since Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Person, failure to perform devotional service to Him leads to losing the real value of human life. That's like adapatan. Therefore, devotional service to Lord Vishnu must be considered nitya. Moreover, there is no more serious obligation than this devotional service, nothing important like this. Tomorrow, if I discuss, I can show you that there can be so many obligations, so many duties, everything, but in Bhagavatam it is written, Yatha taror mul nisechanena tippanti taskanda bhujopasakha pranopuharasya jathendriyanam tataiva sarva arhanam uchyateja. Is eternally present. So, there is no doubt in it. There is no doubt in it. Since Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Person, failure to perform devotional service to Him leads to losing the real value of human life. Therefore, devotional service to Lord Vishnu must be considered nitya. Moreover, there is no more serious obligation than the devotional service unto the lotus feet of Vishnu. By fulfilling ritual obligations like chanting Gayatri Mantra at the junctions of the day, the Pratah Kal, Arunodaya, a person can achieve Pitriloka. But by performing devotional service to Vishnu, one can achieve Vishnu's abode, no other than that. So, Naradji Maharaj speaking, Yatha tarar mul nisechanena tippanti taskando bhujopasakha pranopaharascha jatendriyanam tathaivo sarva arhananam achyuteja. Follow what he says. So, the next it is written, Vyamohayo characharasya jagataste te purana gamastam tvameva hi devo tvam paramikam jalpantu kalpavadhi. What? Vyamohayo characharasya jagataste te purana gamastam tameva hi devo tvam paramikam jalpantu kalpavadhi. What? Vyamohayo characharasya jagataste te purana gamastam tvameva hi devatam paramikam jalpantu kalpavadhi siddhyante punareko evo bhagavan Vishnu samastagamo vyapareshu vivechano vyatirekam niteshu nischayate siddhante punareko evo bhagavan Vishnu samastagamo vyapareshu vivechano vyatikaram niteshu nischayate. What written? Thus, the same Padma Purana, Patal Khanda, it is written, each of the many Puranas, and other Vedic scriptures speaks of particular demigods as supreme, just to bewilder the moving and non-moving living entities. Let these scriptures dispute like this perpetuality, but when one studies and analyzes all of them collectively, with standing on neutral platform, one concludes that Lord Vishnu is the one and only Supreme Personality of God. Follow what I say. What written? Vyamohayo. Vyamo for to make them puzzled. Vyamohayo characharasya jagataste te purana gamastam tameva hi devatam paramikam jalpantu kalpavadhi siddhante punareko evo bhagavan Vishnu samastagamo vyapareshu vivechano vyatikaram niteshu nishchiyate. Nice? Thus the same Padma Puranas, Patal Khanda states, each of the many Puranas and other Vedic scripture speaks of particular demigods, any particular demigods, main demigods as supreme, just to bewilder the moving and non-moving living entities. Let these scriptures dispute like the perpetuality, but when one studies and analyzes all of them collectively, standing on neutral platform, one must conclude that the Lord Vishnu is the one and only Supreme Personality of Godhead, no one else. Yes, in first canto, if you don't believe, then in first canto it is written, Pratham Skandho, first canto, second chapter 26, it is written, Mamokshavo ghoro rupana hitva bhuto patinatho narayana kalaha shanta bhajanti anusuyava tatro shangsha harereva kala shabdena kirtita. It is written, Mamokshavo ghoro rupana hitva bhuto patinatho narayana kalaha shanta bhajanti anusuyava atro shangsha harereva kala sabdena kirtita mamokshavo ghoro rupano hitva bhuta patinatho narayana kalaha shanta bhajanti anusuyavaho atro shangsha harereva kala sabdena kirtita. Right? Mamokshava ghoro rupani hitva. But it is said in first canto, 1 to 26 is written, states that those who are serious about liberation, getting liberation, are certainly non-envious. Those who are serious about liberation are certainly non-envious and they respect all, yet they leave aside the horrible and ghastly forms of the goddess and worship only all the blissful forms of Lord Vishnu and his planetary portions. Right? Those who are serious about liberation are certainly non-envious and they respect all, yet they leave aside the horrible and ghastly forms of the lower demigods and worship only the all blissful forms of Lord Vishnu and his planetary system. To support his contention that since Vishnu is the Supreme, he alone should be worshipped, Shuta Goswami cites his verse from Srimad Bhagavatam concerning the behavior of spirituality advanced person, Brahma, Rudra, and other demigods are certainly the lords of the mass of created beings, Bhuta Patim, but their personal appearance is ghastly in comparison with the perfectly blissful forms of the Supreme Godhead, Vishnu. Still, because the pure devotees of these various self-same expansion of the Supreme Godhead are free from envy, they never disrespect Brahma, Rudra or other demigods. They can worship Vishnu is quite natural. Haridevo sadaradhu sarvadevi shareshwaro ete brahma rudyadya navaggaya kadachano. Tomorrow I can discuss about it. Excuse me. Today I will have to stop here. Excuse me. Today I will have to stop here. So, I like to conclude with a word I started with. Hiranmayena patrena sattasya pihitam bham tattvam pushnan napabrinu satto dharmaya drishtvayi. Again, Hiranmayena patrena sattasya pihitam mukham tattvam pushnan napabrinu satto dharmaya drishtvayi. Vancha kalpaturvasya kripa sindhu patitanang pavane bhavishnabhyo namo namo.